Hello everyone and welcome to Online Storytime. This week's theme is a visit from the Tooth Fairy. So we have lots of fun stories about losing teeth and a visit from that fun little fairy. So we're going to jump right in with our first story called Gone with the Wand by Margie Palantini. Once upon a time, long ago, to be actual and completely factual, this little fairy's tale began 3 months ago last Thursday. If yours truly, Tooth Fairy Second Class Edith B. Cuspid, hadn't seen it with my own two peepers, I wouldn't have believed it myself. But there she was, all right. Yes, my dears, Bernice Sparklestein, once the best fairy godmother the entire universe and beyond, was having a bad wand day. A very bad wand day. She wasn't even having luck stirring up a little tea for two. Perhaps you dipped it when you should have dunked, I suggested. I'm Kapoofsky is what I am, cried Bernice. Edith, I think my wand is gone. I almost choked on my crumpet. What? Bernice Sparklestein? Gone with the wand? Rubbish. Why, her work was legendary. The stuff stories were made of, and she had the pictures to prove it. Gone with the wand? Utter nonsense. I told Bernice to just get out there and give that wand another whirl. Shoulders back, feet forward, the big wind-up. Yes, well, perhaps she was even rustier than we both imagined. Frankly, it looked like she didn't even have enough bibbity left in her scallicakadoo. One more pumpkin. Yes, those glory fire-breathing dragon days were over, all right. I should have gone into your line of work, Edith. Tooth fairies are always busy. I know everyone believes the nightlife is glamorous, but all that tiptoeing is not easy on the feet, I can tell you. Look at this bunion. Bernice winced at my big toe. Oh my, I don't think I could handle that sort of work, Edith. Whatever am I going to do now? A very good question. Of course, barely passing my wisdom tooth test myself, it was not one I was able to answer on such short notice. But then, don't you know, suddenly a decidedly divine idea popped into the old cranium. I never breathed a word of it before, but oh my, yes, I had my share of fairy experience before I landed in the tooth business. Dozens and dozens, well, just eons of doing this or that. My closets and trunks were filled with old uniforms and folderol. Maybe Bernice could try them on for size and see if any fit her fancy. We winged it right on over to my place. Fairy dusting, positively charming. You know, Bernice, everyone can use a little magic sprinkle now and then. Bernice tried on the apron and headed up and away. She was back in 10 minutes. I think I'm allergic to dust. I handed her a hanky. We went back to the closet. Shoo! Now here is simply spectacular sparkler, I said, pulling out another little number from the closet. Snow fairy. Creating snowflakes is so creative, my dear. Fancy schmancy, too, agreed Bernice, getting ready for takeoff number 2. She was back in 10 minutes. Brrr, my wings iced up over buffalo. We brushed off the flakes and went back to the closet. Aha, this sugar plum look is totally marvelous, I said. Perhaps, besides, nobody can resist a candygram. I can tell you from experience, everyone's got a sweet tooth. So, ta-ta and toodaloo. Bernice headed up and out. She was back in 5 hours and 10 minutes. I ate the merchandise, she confessed, bursting out of her sugar plums. My dears, it was not pretty. I'm a failure, Bernice said tearfully. Oh, pooh, I said with a hug. So you're not a duster, flaker, or big with the bonbons. Don't you worry. We'll find a job that's perfect for you yet. Bernice wiped a tear. Really? But of course, I fibbed. Truthfully, what does a fairy godmother do when her wand is really gone? Who gives a wish to a wishmaker? Granted, I was only a plain old ordinary pillow tooth plucker, but I knew I had to think of something to help my best friend, and fast. So I thought and pondered and thought, and then just pondered so much I was pooped. Before I knew it, I'd nodded off for 40 winks myself, and then, aha! I woke up with a snort and a bit of an embarrassing chin drool and late for work, but with one wonderful dream of a plan, even if I do say so myself. Step 1. Wake-up call. Bernice, I need your help tonight with the tooth-taking. Do you mind? Bernice yawned. Huh? Check. Step 2. Let the tisking begin. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Edith, this child is untucked. Indeed, Bernice, I see it every night. Arms poking out from covers here, toes sticking out from blankets there. Tisk, tisk. Double check. Step 3. More toes, more tisking. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Triple check. By the time my shift ended, Bernice was extremely perturbed and her tongue very tired from all that tisking. My plan could not have been working better. Edith, don't moms and dads do bedtime tucking anymore? I dropped my bicuspid bag and rubbed my aching tippy toe. Well, of course they do, but after all, kids will be kids. They wiggle, squirm, they get untucked. Little tootsies get chilled, the tots wake up crying, moms and dads lose sleep, the Sandman is off schedule, and I'm working overtime. It's a most serious problem, all right. Yes, I can see that, said Bernice with a knowing nod. But can't something be done? Step 4. A little Edith B. Cuspid magic, not to mention superb acting. I sighed a long, very long sigh. Oh, yes, if only someone somewhere had the answer to this terrible untucking situation. But who? What? How? Bernice began thinking. There was a glint in her twinkle, a flick in her flutter. The sparkle in her sparkle seam was back. A comeback. Check. The very next morning, over a cup of cocoa, Bernice was all aflutter. Edith, she announced with utmost confidence, what is needed here is a good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, fairy godmother, someone to make sure children get an extra bedtime tuck. What an absolutely, incredibly marvelous idea. But Bernice, wait. That's no job for an ordinary, everyday wand waver. Who can we ever get to do it? Bernice grinned. Edith, my first-class friend, I'm thinking who you've been thinking. Me! And there you have it, my dears. Like the story always goes, we all lived happily ever after. And I bet you know that already, didn't you? The end. So the tooth fairy got the fairy godmother to be the extra bedtime tucker. That was a pretty smart idea. Our next story is about a little girl who did not want to give up her tooth, and it's called My Wobbly Tooth Must Not Ever Fall Out, and it's by Lauren Child. I have this little sister, Lola. She is small and very funny. This week she got her first ever wobbly tooth. Lola says, I do not never want my wobbly tooth to fall out. I need it. Marv says, when I had my first wobbly tooth, I nearly swallowed it. Luckily, I was eating a toffee and my tooth got stuck in it. I say, once I headed a football and my wobbly tooth just flew out of my mouth. But I do not never want my wobbly tooth to fall out, says Lola. Marv says, why not? I just need to keep it completely all my teeth, says Lola. And I say, those are just your baby teeth, and they are meant to get wobbly and fall out. Then you will get new teeth, and then they are your grown-up ones. It's like mooses, says Marv. Moose's antlers fall off, and they get new ones that are better and stronger. But I am not a moose, and I like my teeth completely the way they are. Wobbly, says Lola. Later, Lotta comes over to play with Lola. Hello, everybody. Hello, Lola. Look. Lola says, what is it, Lotta? What is it? And Lotta says, my wobbly tooth fell out. What did you get? Says Marv. What do you mean, what did you get? Says Lola. And Lotta says, well, the tooth fairy came. And who is the tooth fairy? Says Lola. Well, the tooth fairy is the tooth fairy. I put my wobbly tooth under my pillow, and then in the middle of the night, the tooth fairy came, and she swapped it for a coin, said Lotta. And in the morning, I bought this for the farm. It's a chicken. Lola says, I didn't know there was a special fairy who gives you things when your teeth fall out. Why didn't somebody tell me this before? Nobody told me about the tooth fairy. My wobbly tooth must absolutely, completely come out now. Lotta says, what will you get with your tooth money? We need a horse and a sheep and a cow. And Lola says, I'm going to get a giraffe. Do you get giraffes on a farm? Says Lotta. And Lola says, yes, you absolutely do, Lotta. That's pretty silly, a giraffe on a farm. But how do I get my wobbly tooth to fall out? And Lotta says, you have to keep wobbling it. Lola says, I think it's almost nearly about to come out. And Lotta says, just keep wobbling it. Marv says, do you want me to twist it? No, Marv, says Lola. Mom said, absolutely no twisting. Not ever. And I say, keep wobbling it, Lola. I am wobbling it, she says, but it's still not coming out. I don't think it's ever going to come out. Then she squeals, Ah, Charlie! It's out! My wobbly tooth is completely out, and now I can get my giraffe. Lotta says, remember to put it under your pillow. You must go to bed early, and you must fall asleep quickly, or the tooth fairy will not come. Lola says, yes, I'll look after my tooth extra carefully till bedtime, because I really want my giraffe. When you come over tomorrow, says Lola, I'll have my giraffe, and you can bring your chicken. And they can be friends, says Lotta. Don't forget your tooth has to be in the very, very middle of under the pillow. At bedtime, Lola says, Charlie, I'm just going to go and wash my tooth and make it shiny and clean. And then oh no, my tooth is completely not there. I say, check again, it must be there. But Lola says, it's completely gone, Charlie, my tooth is completely not there. I say it must be somewhere, so we start searching everywhere. We look in the sink and under the beds, on the floor, and around the sofa, everywhere. Uh-oh, she's lost her tooth. Lola says, it's gone, it's just completely gone. Now the tooth fairy won't come, and I won't get a coin, and I won't get my giraffe. Then I have a really good idea. If you go to sleep and dream really happy dreams tonight, you will smile, and then the tooth fairy will see the gap in your teeth, and she'll know you really did honestly lose your tooth. So Lola goes to bed. Dream really happy dreams, really happy dreams, really happy. In the morning, Lola looks under her very middle of her pillow. She says, Charlie, the tooth fairy did come. Look, hurry up, Charlie, I need to get a giraffe. When Lotta comes to play with Lola, she says, what if your giraffe called? Lola says, he is called Giraffe. What is your chicken called? Lola says, she's called Chicken. Hello, Giraffe. Hello, Chicken. Oh, look, I think they're friends, says Lola. Lola says, maybe Giraffe and Chicken would like to meet Mr. Goat. We don't have a goat, says Lotta. Oh, no, says Lola, we don't have a goat. We need more wobbly teeth. Have you got any more wobbly teeth? Lotta says, no, have you? I don't know, says Lola. Is this one wobbly? No, says Lotta. Lola says, what about this one? Or this one? Or this one? They're out of wobbly teeth. They'll have to wait till they get some more wobbly teeth to get some more toys. All right, I have a little poem for you. It goes like this. Although he didn't like the taste, George brushed his teeth with pickle paste. Not ever was his mouth so clean. Not ever were his teeth so green. It's pretty silly, huh? You like to brush your teeth with some pickle paste? Might like to do it if you like pickles. All right, our next story is called Tabitha's Terrifically Tough Tooth. And this is by Charlotte Middleton. Every morning, Tabitha liked to finish off her breakfast with an apple. She took a big bite. Ow! Tabitha had a wobbly tooth. She smiled at her dad. Her dad smiled back and said, if you put that tooth under your pillow tonight, the tooth fairy will take it and leave you some money. Tabitha wanted her tooth to come out now. She went upstairs to her room and put on some music. Maybe dancing around would make her tooth fall out. But it just made her hot and tired. Tabitha got dressed and went downstairs. She tied one end of the piece of string around her tooth and the other end around her tortoise. But the tortoise took 2 steps and fell fast asleep. Tortoises don't move very fast, do they? Probably was not going to help her get her tooth out. Tabitha went to the park and jumped high on the trampoline. She hoped that her tooth might bounce out, but it didn't budge. Back at home, she had another idea. Maybe her dad's Venus flytrap plant could become a Venus tooth trap. But a fly beat her to it. Now it was getting late, and Tabitha had only one idea left. She stuck one end of her extra chewy bubblegum to her tooth and the other to the door. But that didn't work either. Tabitha was fed up. She had tried everything she could, and now it was time for bed. There'd be no visit from the tooth fairy tonight. Then her nose began to tickle, and her eyes began to itch, and shoo! Out popped Tabitha's tooth. She's excited about that because now she can have the Tooth Fairy come and visit. She says, "Dear Tooth Fairy, please take care of my tough tooth. Thank you, Tabitha." All right, that was our last story for today. Hope you enjoy Storytime Online. Hopefully you'll join us next week for another some more stories. All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you.